What's up, party people? Give me about a minute and I'll help you make the decision if you should continue watching this video, because it will be long. But I believe that if you are in the 9x12 community card, local marketer, world community, a space, or you're trying to get into this space and you're just trying to get more information, I believe this video is going to be amazing. So let me lay out what I'm going to talk about in this video, and I think that'll allow you to decide. But before I get into that, just want to note that there will be timestamps. Okay, I've been told I need timestamps. I can't put out videos without timestamps, so there will be timestamps. But I'm going to go even further. In the description of this video will be a link to a very basic web page that has the topic, bullets, so you can skim it, and the timestamp of that topic, which will give you a little bit more information than just the timestamps at the bottom of this video or the timestamps in the description. So I'm trying to make it easy for you to get information, okay? Because there's going to be so much good information in this video. Now, for those of you who are new, I run two pieces of software: Local Market Growth, which is free software to manage your EDDM postcard campaigns, your co-op campaigns, and it's a visual campaign manager. So every slot, has information on it, and this allows you to track if you're getting paid, if who owes you money, who owes you artwork, your pricing, and it's a lot of different stuff. So it's free, so there's no reason not to sign up. Also, too, this software has a lot of educational information into it. We will be getting into this software in this video because we have linked this campaign management system with another piece of software we run, which is our local directory software. And we've made it where now you could actually sell your postcard slots through the directory. So that's going to be fun. I'm going to show you that. But this kicks off this this video that you're watching is a new series where I am building Redlands Pop. Okay, and what is Redlands Pop? It's a postcard, it's the directory, it's a social media, Instagram and Facebook, so social media, and it's an email newsletter. So those four pieces, those ad assets, make up my local ad network. So my goal is to be a local media tycoon, and Redlands Pop is my brand. And in 90 days, I want to drop a postcard under the Redlands Pop brand. Okay, so why 90 days? Well, number one, I'm operating two pieces of software. Okay, and the directory is in public beta. So for the next 47 days, we're still in public beta. So I'm shipping out fixes and bug fixes and improvements and things like that, adding stuff to the roadmap and responding to implementing people's feedback, which has happened. If we go back to recent fixes, it'll say like you asked for this. So so I'm operating this software. And then obviously I run a whole other business called the Giant Maker. So I need 90 days. But the point is that I'm launching this in real time with real businesses in a real city, and I'm showing you everything. I'm not cold calling. I'm not door knocking. I will run this business 100% from this chair on this computer. Okay. And as I come up with new ways to do things and I find new headaches and bottlenecks, I'm going to build out new features in the software to make my life easier. And I recommend you do the same. Okay. So I recommend, if you're going to use a directory, which we'll get into that later, I'm not really trying to pitch that right now, give feedback. Let's make the directory an employee we can use. Okay. So I think that this is the content that needs to happen, is someone actually trying to build a postcard local media business using technology and accessible technology, right? I can show you how to do this with like Claude or ChatGPT and create all these custom agents and things like that, but that's going to go over 90% of your guys' heads. Okay. But instead, I would rather build the software to make it easy for you. And, just like anybody, you build software, it's not perfect, but over time, we smooth out all the rough edges and we make it great. So this video is essentially kind of me going over the Tycoon model and showing you this is my strategy. And then over the next 90 days, you're going to see me run this strategy. Okay. And I'm going to show you how all these pieces fit together. And I'm going to actually come in here and start to use the software and start to build this out. And so every one of these videos is me really actually building this out, going on the internet, doing research, clicking around, going off on tangents. So for those of you who are looking for like videos where it's just like, I got a certain structure, this is more watching somebody like work on something. And I'm talking to you the whole time, but figuring stuff out. I might find bugs. Things in the software might break. I have my other laptop down here where I'm going to fix those bugs in real time. Okay? Like I'm going to fix. I'm like, oh, that's not supposed to happen. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to be talking to you. You don't see this computer down here, by the way. I'm going to be talking to you and I'm going to be fixing it. And I'm going to push that, deploy that fix out, ship it, refresh, and now it's fixed. So this is more of a chill, layback series. So I would imagine some of you guys are going to watch this over a couple of days. Okay. The last thing I will say is that, and I get this, but I think I just have to say it. I'm going to do everything in my all of my abilities to make sure that the information I'm giving is easy for you guys to receive and get and have it in multiple ways. Okay. If that means that I have to do a summary of this and put it in the description, I will. I'll do anything. But the excuse for not having information can't be because it was too much information. Especially when you're trying to make money, you're trying to compete, you're trying to get businesses to pay you, and the argument can't be, hey, yeah, that video was too long, so I didn't watch it. It's almost like when they say like, well, if you want to hide something, put it in a book. It's like the people who like are the ones that are good, that should win, are the people that are like trying to get the information. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that I should make long videos and you should watch them. That's not what I'm saying. If there's any indicators that you think I know something or know what I'm talking about, figure out a way to like take the transcript of this video and put it in ChatGPT or Claude or whatever your tool is. I don't know if you know this. Every video on YouTube, if you go to the description, you could copy the transcript. You don't even got to watch the video. Just ask it. My point is don't not get information. That's all I'm trying to say. All right. So everything can be entertainment, but I'm going to try to entertain you. So I'm going to try my best to entertain you. So, all right. So let's get started with this. Let's get this out. Let's get the school out the way. All right. So this is great for the people especially the people who haven't started yet. I'm going to save you so much BS. For those of you who already started and you've already done this and you got over this hump, this is probably real. This is probably real to you. Okay. But for the new people, I'm gonna share something with you, and then I'm gonna go to YouTube actually, and I'm gonna show you this video. Because this model is growing and people are learning about this model, and I'm gonna like leapfrog you past these people that are learning about this model from this one video. This part right here is gonna help you save yourself time, money, pain, misery, anxiety, frustration, arguments. Okay. So let's talk. Let's just talk about the model. Okay. So step one, you decide you want to do the 9x12 postcard or the community card. And you already know the business model, front and back, 16 slots, it could be 12 to 16 slots, but 16 slots, you're going to send a 2,500 to 5,000 homes or more, if you're a gangster, via the USPS's EDDM, every door direct mail, right? You handle design, printing, you pocket the arbitrage, right? The profit, okay? It's a simple model. Easy to understand, real money. And you'll see in this video that if you go to the comments, people are looking at this and they're like, oh, I could do that, okay? Step 2, cold outreach begins. And some of you guys kind of already is like, I'm not doing cold outreach from the get. And I think that that's smart because that makes sense, okay? But that's not the cold. It doesn't matter how sophisticated you get, you're still going to run into this problem, okay? So you start hitting up local businesses. You're not a marketer. Maybe you are. But a lot of people that are doing this are not marketers, just for the record. So if you're a marketer, I'm not talking about you. But a lot of people are just like, hey, this is a dope side hustle. I'm going to try it. You're a postcard guy or girl pitching ad space cold. Nothing else to show, no authority, no proof. So if you get into this model and you don't have in a reputation or a portfolio or a resume or anything to show visually that you are a marketer, then you're not a marketer to these businesses. You're just a person off the street. Even if you call them, right? Even if you send them a message from your Instagram account, right, that has your logo and stuff, you're still just a random person that can't show. You don't have anything to show, okay? So there's no moat, no authority, and no leverage, okay? So anybody can do what you're doing, all right? So let's just say you have 16 slots you have to sell. So you say, hey, I'm trying to make money in 30 days because everyone's saying that on YouTube. I might have even said it before when I first started doing this. 30 days, we're gonna drop our postcard. So okay, so you got to get 16 yeses, because remember, print is a hard cost. EDDM, the postage, is a hard cost. Bundling is a hard cost. Okay, those are 3 hard. Design, so that's either you're doing the design yourself. You're probably using Canva. Okay, you're probably using our templates in our local market growth software. You're probably getting our ad templates. But that's time, okay? That's not a hard cost unless you pay somebody to do the design. So you have hard costs. The way that one of the problems with this model is that you got to get 16 yeses, or you got to get enough yeses in order for what they're paying you for their ad slot to cover the hard costs, right? So if people start pulling out, or you don't get enough people, now you have a decision to make. Do you make less money? What if you have less people than it costs? Now you got to come out your pocket to make the difference. Well, you could just say, look, I'm going to give everyone their money back and tell them that, we're going to try it again. Okay, you'll never get those people again. You've already lost those people, so just forget them. Well, you might say, you know what, I'm going to push the date back. Okay, you can do that, but it's still going to be that thing of like, all right, you just holding my money now. Like, I gave you my money and you're holding my money. And they're going to start to lose confidence in you. So this is like one of those things where like it's like jumping like Evel Knievel, like jumping like a gorge or something, right, on a ramp. Psh, you got to commit. Once you start going, you hit that throttle on that dirt bike, you can't slow down. Are you going to fall in the ditch? You're going to fall in the ditch. And that's what these 16 yeses are. Okay, so let's just think about that. Say you get 16 yeses. Did you talk to 16 people? That's 100% conversion. Raise your hand if you think you can go to 16 businesses and get 100% of them to say yes. So you're more like 32 conversations, okay, if you're at 50%. But if you're not a salesperson, right, and you're not used to that environment, okay, then you're having more like 64 conversations. So you're going to have 64 conversations to get 16 yeses in a 30-day, 60-day period. And at the same time, you're chasing down those yeses. You're collecting artwork. You're collecting payments. You're responding to emails. Your businesses are getting cold feet, right? This is where it starts to break down. So the people that bust through this, they have to do it again the next drop. And yes, those yeses might be easier, but some of those people, you didn't position it right. You didn't manage expectations right. You probably told them that you're going to get them all this traffic and all this, and they didn't get traffic, because that's not how marketing works, right? There's all these variables that come into play when somebody looks at an ad. It's, was their offer even worth it? Okay, the modern day consumer needs to be incentivized to do business with you. Okay, so if your offer is not even good, I'm gonna go somewhere else. Okay, it's number one. You can't control that. You can tell them that. You can't control that. Number two is, what do they look like online? What's their reputation and presence look like? You know, if it's a restaurant, I use that for example. Do they have good reviews? Does their the pictures look good? You know what I mean? There's all these extra variables that come into promising somebody traffic. And then the other variable is, some businesses take multiple times to see that business in order for somebody to take action. For example, an insurance company or a roofer. It's like, hey, I need a new roof, but I need to see you more. It's just I'm busy. I'm a busy resident. I don't think about my roof every day. So a lot of times they need to do 3 ads, like in a row. Month 1, month 2, month 3. Okay. So, and a lot of you found that these multi-slot commitments, right? Where it's like, hey, I'm gonna get somebody to try to sign up for 3 slots. I'm gonna give them a discount. My point is that the yeses, even on the second go, can be challenging because of the expectations that were set, and that business didn't see. They're like, yeah, you scammed me, right? So that's step 3, and then you just realize how inefficient it is to do it that way. Even if you're not cold calling, even if you're sending out emails, even if you're in people's Instagram DMs, like it's just the conversations have too much friction. Okay, they're not smooth. There's a lot of information you have to give people. So one of the things you could do is not do 30 days. You could do longer, but now you're making less money. Okay, so the verdict: the postcard business works, but on its own, it's a grind with no compounding advantage. Okay, I don't know why I couldn't read that word. There has to be a better way to have these conversations. So I am going to show you the better way. Now, this really comes down to common sense, a theory I had. If you go back and look at my YouTube video on my YouTube channel, you'll see I've been talking about something about this called the Tycoon Strategy a while ago. But it was a theory, and there was one thing that we had to solve. And I'll explain all of that. I'll explain the problem with this model, but how we solved it. And this is the new version. This is the new hotness of the model. Okay. So it's common sense. Okay. Number 2 is, I do come from a sales background, a marketing background, like a heavy marketing background, and even like tech. So like automations, building systems and things like that. So I'm always thinking about how could I build essentially a system that is, my analogy is Iron Man. So if anybody's seen the movie Iron Man 1 with Robert Downey Jr., okay? So Robert Downey Jr. is just a human being, okay? I'm going to give you the part of the movie that I'm talking about. It's going to make sense. He gets kidnapped, right, by some terrorists because his company, Stark Enterprises, makes weapons terrorists kidnap him in the Middle East, and they lock him in a cave with another captured scientist, and they want them to make them like this nuclear weapon or something like that. I don't just want them to make them a weapon. Okay, so they're in a cave. The terrorists are giving them supplies to make their weapon, but Tony Stark is making the first Iron Man suit. It's really rough. He's making the first Iron Man suit in secret. Okay, and then there's an escape scene where it's their opportunity, and he puts on the suit, and he gets free and breaks out, and then all of a sudden Iron Man is born. He gets back to his mansion in Malibu, wherever it's at, and he makes the suit that we know, the red and gold suit. But he's still a man. But when he puts on the suit, he can do so many different things. That's what we're building. That's what I built. That's what we're talking about. We're still people, but the things we're going to build around ourselves are going to be things that make it easier for us to do things. Okay, so that's essentially that part. The second part I want to say is that this comes from the conversation in our mastermind, where we've had people in our mastermind that are actually, they're selling slots and they're dropping postcards. So we can congratulate them for that. And I'm actually going to log in to the software just to show you real quick, because I think this is important to see. We log in to the software. This is where you can manage your postcards. If we go to wins, we literally have people that he filled a postcard, sold slots. You see the same people. Heather. You got Ben, Heather, filled postcard. Jason, filled postcard. Sold slot. Donald Clark, sold slot. Sold slots. You got people using the software that are showing you that it's possible. Okay? Heather and Donald, and I think Jason, and I think Ben, yeah, these are all people in the mastermind. So my point is that people are trying to do things a different way. I'm not saying that they're using the Tycoon model exactly like I'm about to say it, but they're not doing this. And you see their success in that. So we want to congratulate them. So, but the conversations that we've had is essentially, I'm not having enough conversations. It's all about prospecting. Anytime you have a sales problem where you don't have enough sales, it's always a prospecting problem. It was a problem 2-3 months ago because there's lead time. There's time it takes to convince somebody to make a sale. So you haven't had enough conversations. Well, it's hard to have 64 conversations. It's inefficient. The more conversations you have, the more opportunities you're going to have to convert someone, right? So we need to make that process efficient. So what we're really talking about is this directory. So let me speed through this because this is actually really important, and then we'll be done. And I'll show you. We're going to start building some things, and I'm going to show you this stuff in action, right? So there's 2 paths into your new system, the Tycoon Way. Okay, so we use the directory as a prospecting tool, as a conversation starter. The directory itself will make money at a later date. But the directory at the beginning is a prospecting tool, and it's going to make sense in a second. So there's 2 strategies that we kind of talk about. First one is outbound. So on your directory, you're going to create a business listing. So let's go to the directory. We'll just go look at Citrus Bistro. So Citrus Bistro, this is a fake business. Okay, just for the record. This is a business listing. It's unclaimed. Okay. So you're going to get your directory, and you're going to add businesses that you want to have conversations with. That's it. Okay. You're not even going to reach out to them. You're going to add these yourself. I'm going to show you I got a burp. I have like a burp stuck. If I'm over here struggling, guys, I'm drinking kombucha because I'm having some, maybe this is TMI, but I'm having some gut issues. And I need to like get them, those, what they call them, these probiotics, whatever they put in here, whatever the little things, it's like healthy bacteria or something like that. I needed to start doing some stuff down here because I'm getting burp stuck and going back down. So I apologize. But anyway, long story short is you're going to just take a weekend and just add businesses to your directory that you want to have conversations with. Okay. We'll get into the exact businesses that I would add later on. But all right, guys, sorry for that jump edit. My neighbor was knocking on my door because our cars are getting broken into around here, and his car just got broken into this morning, and he was letting me know and showing me camera footage. So that was it's been like an hour. Okay, so like I got to get back into the video. But I was talking about was essentially adding businesses to your directory that you want to have a conversation with. There's a strategy, and I think I mentioned that we're going to get into that a little bit later about what some of that strategy. Okay, but right now I just want to give you just the fast and quick. So we want to have better conversations, more efficient conversations. We want to have conversations come to us. So we're going to go through the outbound and inbound of the Tycoon Way. Okay. So we add a listing to our directory. Okay. So add a business to your directory. You add a business as a free listing, no permission needed, right? You're in control. Your directory is already polished, already populated, because you're going to add those businesses to your, a nice curated list and a variety. And these businesses just don't know they're in a directory. You're going to let them know. You're going to reach out. And this is very important. You're going to reach out and you're going to say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Business Owner, I want to let you know that you're on my directory and I want you to go claim your listing. It's free because I don't want any wrong information, because we're going to essentially be dropping a 5,000 home postcard soon. 5,000 local residents. And we're going to be promoting our directory, and they're going to be seeing your listing. And we would love for you to go claim, approve, add your social media, add more images, add your menu, add your services, add all that good stuff in there before we start marketing. Okay? This business is going to be like, you know what? I will do that. Because why? It's free marketing. But now they don't look at you as a postcard person. They look at you as a local media tycoon. They look at you as a marketer. They look at you as somebody with authority. They don't know how you got the directory. They don't know the directory strategy you're running. They're going to go to your directory and see all these other businesses. They're going to see their competitors. And they're going to be like, wow, I have to be on here because so-and-so's insurance company's on here. I have to have a presence on this directory. Okay? And now what you've done is you've introduced yourself to them in a better way than pitching them a postcard spot. Okay? So when they claim their listing, okay, you've already had a better conversation. You came in a different way, and you've mentioned your postcards, but now you're going to have their email address. So, which is what everyone wants. No one wants to cold call. No one wants to door knock, right? The business owner or whoever's in charge of marketing, because whoever's going to really sign up for the directory system is going to be whoever's in charge of marketing. Even if it's not the owner and the decision maker, it's going to be whoever the person is at the company that does marketing things. Okay. We always want their email, but it's hard to get their email because people don't expose their email on the internet. Okay. Well, now you have their email. Okay. So now you can have more conversations a lot faster because you have their email, but we're going to get into some amazing technology that's also helping you. Okay. So they claim it. Now you have their email, which I jumped ahead. And then eventually they sign up for your postcard, which we skipped to this, and they signed up in a self-serve way, and I'll explain that. And this might be overly simplifying it, but I'm going to show you what I mean by self-serving. Wouldn't it be amazing if somebody could just get on your postcard and pay you and just be on your postcard? Wouldn't that be amazing? And you'd have to do all this extra chasing them down for money and chasing them down for artwork and all that. What if there was a system where the system did it for you or your employee, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is give everyone an employee. All right, so let's go back up. Now we have inbound. So they initiate. So a business finds your directory and signs themselves up, which will happen. Okay. They sign themselves up. So they find, zero outreach, zero phone calls. They came to you, right? Then there's an auto prospecting that happens. I'll explain that in a second. But basically our system sends out emails automatically for you. So auto prospecting happens, and I got to be clear. Auto prospecting happens when they claim their listing too, and it's something you could turn off and on. And I'll explain what auto prospecting is. And then they sign up for your postcard because auto prospecting is letting them know when you have postcard drops. Okay, so now let's get to the part where it converges. Okay, so outbound, inbound, every business, they're able to go through this self-serve checkout. And this is kind of like the first demo that I'm going to show you. So just put a pin in that because I want to still go through a little bit more. So we have the ability for them to essentially get on your postcard, and then we have Stripe checkout. So you can sign up and attach your Stripe account. And then we don't take any money. We put the money directly into your Stripe account. And then there's a guided onboarding experience that collects information from them and sends them emails and nudges them and all that. So that's what we mean by Uber, DoorDash style experience, where when you order something from Uber or DoorDash, like you're tracking where you are in the process. That's what it's like. It's two-way. So you can see, what step they're on, and then they can see what step you're on, and you are able to move them through, and they can get notifications as different milestones happen in the postcard system, which is great because this is a lot of times with businesses, they're like, okay, where are we at in this whole thing, right? Well, this system will tell them, okay? And then, like I said, it'll auto collect their art, and then when you drop the postcard, it will let them know that it's been dropped, and then it'll automatically send out an email to all of your citizens that have signed up through your directory, and with those postcard slots. Okay, so it's kind of like automated. Okay, so we have inbound and outbound figured out, right? We're using the directory, so we're using this directory as a conversation starter, as prospecting. Okay, but eventually, I always like to tell people, come up with a little ad budget, do a little local ad, and promote the free listings on your directory every month on a consistent basis. And those businesses, will see it, and you will start to have inbound opportunities come to you. So you'll have businesses sign up for your directory on a weekly basis. So when we go back over here to the old way of trying to have 64 conversations, right? 32 conversations, 64 conversations, whatever. What's happening over here is, yes, you are in control of your own destiny. So you are controlling outbound conversations, but you also have inbound conversations coming to you. And the system is helping educate these people and letting them know what's going on, so that when you do talk to these people sometimes, because sometimes people need just some more information, there's already a lot there, and you have a lot of credibility. And even these outbound conversations are different than pitching postcards. So even when you say you do want to pitch a postcard, so you want to hard pitch a postcard, it's after they've claimed their listing. It's after they're on your directory, right? It's after all of this stuff. It's different now. So just want to make that clear. So I had mentioned something earlier that I have been talking about the Tycoon strategy for a while. This is the strategy that I'm going to run over the next 90 days. This is the strategy that I think you should run and make it your own. I just want to break down some of the core principles of it and then show you how the software makes it easier. And then we're going to go look at those things in real time so you can see exactly what I mean. So there are 4 ad assets, so advertising assets that make up an ad network that we call the Tycoon strategy. So Postcards is the closest to the cash, right? And it promotes the other 3. The postcards are important. That's one of the things that I had wrong. I actually suggested that people start with the directory and the postcards are the last one. Isn't it crazy how you could be so wrong? The reason the postcards work is because it actually is a simple model for business owners to understand. I just think by itself it's weak. So the way I would do it is this is what's going to get your promotion. This is going to be your marketing. And this is what's going to get the businesses to say yes is the directory being a part of it. So you'll see how you can go to a business and say, I'm going to put you on a postcard. I'm going to actually give you a premium listing all by directory potentially for you getting on my postcard. So now we're covering the physical, right? And we're covering the digital. And you'll even see that once we get these other ad assets in play, you could add them to your social media and you could add them to your newsletter. And I'll explain that in a second. So this is what kicks this off. You need this to promote because this is what's going to grow your directory and make you money at the same time. You're not going to make money from your directory directly, but your directory is going to make you money because it's credibility. And it's a piece, it's like a bonus for these businesses, okay? So that's number 1. And it's a prospecting tool, okay? How this becomes profitable is the postcard. Every time you drop a postcard, you're promoting these 3. But the other problem, so problem number 2, so problem number 1 is I put the postcard at the end, I put the directory first. That's wrong. It's postcard, directory, social media, email, newsletter. The other problem is just because something makes sense doesn't mean it makes sense, okay? So all of you guys could agree that if you had a business where you did postcards and you had a directory and you had social media and you had email newsletter, all of you would say, yes, that would be an amazing business to have because now you have a moat. People can't compete with you. You have economies of scale. You become like a powerful person because you control a lot of eyeballs, a lot of attention, and people come to you for that distribution, okay? You would agree with that. But the other thing you would agree with is, okay, so getting traffic to a directory to make it worth it is a lot of work. Getting social media to pop and getting traffic to my social media, that's a lot of work. And then getting people to even sign up for my email newsletter, that's a lot of work. So I'm trying to build 4 different things at the same time, okay? So that was the second problem. Well, the way we solved it is we've put social media on autopilot and your email newsletter on autopilot. And I'll explain that in a second. So all you're doing is using the directory to have conversations, okay? Running all the businesses through your directory. So this is your admin center. This is where the businesses sign up to get on your postcards. This is where your businesses sign up to do anything, okay? This is where the citizens sign up, right? But you force them to go through your directory, and I'll show you what that looks like. So now what's happening is you're slowly getting people to use this. The way this really pops off is that you're using the directory to get yeses. When you get those yeses, now you can get into 5,000 homes, 2,500 homes. You have to promote these all 3 of these at the same time. You just have to be consistent with every time you drop a postcard, you're promoting your directory, you're promoting your social media channels, and you're promoting your email newsletter at the same time, okay? But you're still running these plays. It's asset 1, asset 2, asset 1, asset 2. Asset 3 and 4 are being auto-populated with content based off your directory. So you're not even worried about these. You're just setting them up at the beginning and you're letting them run, but you have to promote them because what's going to happen is you're going to start to get numbers. You're going to start to get traffic to the directory. You're going to get followers on your social media, and you're going to get subscribers on your newsletter. But you're just running this. You might do this for a whole year, back and forth. Postcards directory, postcards directory, postcards directory. Okay. So just want to talk about that. Let's go to the directory. So two-sided marketplace, right? So this is very powerful. You're literally running. You're bringing two people together. A lot of value there. What a lot of you guys. Some people push back on a directory, but some people are trying to like run directories in multiple places, and I get that. Like entrepreneurial spirit. One of the selling points of the directory to me is that it's run by a local. That's what makes it different from like Yelp and Yellow Pages and Google. I don't even know if Yellow Pages exists anymore. Even Craigslist, right? It's run by a local. It's run by an actual brand or a person or a group of people that live locally. So I think that's a selling point for it. So that's number one. The free listing. This is again. This is a strategy, right? Free marketing, right? These businesses are perceiving the value of this as high because they're amongst other businesses, right? You can't like add a business to your directory, call them, hey, I got you on my website, and then they go and it's like they're the only one on there, right? So, and then we have like this whole internal ad network I'm going to show you. And then we have, it's internal and external, self-serve postcards, and then auto prospecting nudges, which I'm going to show you. Social media, we have auto posting from directory listings. You don't need to manage a content calendar. Again, self-serve. So like these businesses can get on your social media and they can pay you to get on your social media. And then also too, social media is promoting everything else. So same thing with email newsletter, auto digest from the directory, self-serve. So businesses can pay to be on your newsletter without you needing to do anything. And then again, cross promoting. This is what we call a flywheel. So as you add new things, it becomes easier and easier and easier and easier. And now you have this system where everything is getting momentum and spinning, and then it can't stop. Okay. So I think we can skip the rest and I could actually get into everything because our local market growth. So let me just go over here and show you that really quick. So let's go to what an actual campaign looks like. Let's go to dark mode for now. Let's go to like a campaign. Okay. So the postcard campaign, this one's called sync test, and you'll see because this is the test where I synced this with this other software. So this is one of my campaigns, right? So you'll notice that I have different days or time periods or phases. So I have up until June 9th to sell all my slots. And then I have to configure my postcard. So that's artwork and all that. Then I have to order a postcard. And then I have to prepare for the post office, and then I'm dropping on June 25th. Okay, so this is like that test. And I have basically told it that it's a real campaign, and it is, where's it at? I can't find it. So we'll skip this part for now. We'll skip what I was going to show you. What I was going to show you was stupid anyway. So this is my campaign. It's a live campaign. Here's like my numbers. I needed $500 to break even, but this is actually not real costs because I didn't add any real costs, right? So what's the print cost? Let's say $1,200. And so now we got some costs. Okay. So I have my margins. Here's my different slots. I got a premium slots, and I have these $1 slots because I'm going to show you. I'm actually going to purchase to show you. So this one sold because I bought it, and the payment was received because I tested it out. I literally used my own money to buy this through the system. So I'm gonna show you that. But so this is what I was talking about, how like you manage your campaign. So this one's going to be $300. We'll do $225, but it's to show you that you can change the price and mark all these different things and who's the actual business owner and all these different stuff you have to go through in order for this slot to be configured. You do all 16 slots. Now you have a postcard that's ready to ship, right? Ready to be dropped in the mail. So I just wanted to show you that this is what it looks like, right? And if we go over here, let's go back. And so I'm going to jump around. So this is the part where we have fun. I'm just jumping around now. We did the presentation. So let's go into the back end, okay? So we go into the back end and we go to campaigns. And there's essentially 3 types of campaigns now. So we have our banner listings, which I'll show you. We have our display ads. But right now we're talking about postcards, okay? So what I've done is I've synced that campaign over to this. This is what, when a business logs in and they want to promote, they can come to a postcard slot. But here's the thing. You might have conversations with businesses and you're telling them to come here to get the postcard. So I'm going to buy one of these slots for $1, okay? And this is just, we're at the beginning of this. I'm going to hit reserve and pay. And Stripe's going to come up. So I am actually going to have to switch because I'm actually going to put my card in. So let's switch over here real quick. And let me put my card in. And I think they text me. So it's for me to actually quickly do this. What's that code? Oh my gosh, I didn't even have the thing. I'm typing, it's not even, the cursor wasn't even in the thing. Okay, oh, there we go. So I'm gonna pay. Yes, I'm human. That actually doesn't really show my card information. Okay, so I confirm payment, slot reserved. So I reserved the slot. Okay, so I've actually, through my directory, a business was able to reserve a slot themselves. So what we're doing is we're putting all the ways you advertise into one place. We're getting them into that place by giving them a free listing. Okay. So now it's like, what happens next? So this is where they would have gotten an email that explains this, but now it's ready. It's their turn. So it says your turn. And this is something that we can get feedback on, right? Some of you guys will be like, oh, you're missing this step, or you should add this. So it's your turn. So they got to start their ad. So this is where it says, I'm uploading the final print work, or it's just, what do you want in your ad? So this is where they can explain everything. And then when they upload something, let me see. Let me try to find something on my computer that I can upload. Here, let's upload this picture. That's not how you do it. Did I make it where you can't drop the file in there? This might be one of the first things that I actually edit live. I'm gonna skip this for now. You upload. So when you click this to upload, or I just might as well not skip it. Okay, so I actually did it on accident. They can explain, like, this is a logo, okay? And they can just keep adding things to give to you so you can design. So here's my logo. Here's a photo I want to use. And then in here, they can add all the words. And then they can hit send to my operator. So now it goes to the next step, and which it didn't do. Oh, it did do. Okay, cool. It just took a time to upload. So now it's done. Now it's like we're on it. So now it's you on your end. You're reviewing that stuff, and then you just go through this here. So you're giving them, here's your design. They have to approve it. Then we lock it for print, and then when it's time to go to printing, you tell them it's been printed. or we got it printed, and then when it's dropped at the post office, you let them know. Everyone on the postcard gets to know. So let's go back. Okay, let's go back. So all campaigns are in. Actually, all campaigns are in here. So if I go to postcard campaigns, these are where all the me testing, and this is how they get back to it. So it's just inside it's just like, so whether they have boosted listing, display ad, or campaign, eventually we're gonna have social media and email in here. They all do it from here. Okay, so they come in here and they can do it from here. Like I said, create a campaign. There's another way to do it. Just want to show you before I'm trying to cover all the bases. Every tycoon, to all of you who have a directory, can have an advertise page. And you can add a video. You just got to turn it on, and you can put a video up top. So here's your pricing for your boosting listings and for your display ads. My pricing, this is not my pricing. It's just default like this. You could change the pricing. Then you have your postcard. This is piped in from whatever that we just synced. Okay. So they can go see the problem it solves, why it works, available slots. So there's 12 out of 14. Let me hit view slots, and you'll see that these two sold. And this one says paid, this one says sold, and that's probably because this one is the first one I did, and then I changed the code. So I'm pretty sure it's going to say sold for now on. But now they could jump on from here. So from that page, and then it takes them to where we were before. So what we're doing is we're literally making it where this is, I got to shout out to, dang. This was a conversation we had in the mastermind, by the way. Oh man, I'm trying to remember the gentleman's name. We talked about Carvana and how easy it is to just buy a car through Carvana. That's what we're doing. We were trying to make it like Uber Eats. Just order a Uber, okay? So that's what we're doing here. So this is why the directory is not just a directory. It's everything to you as a tycoon. It's your website. This is the representation, the digital representation of what you do. If anything, this shows people of who you are and what you do. This is me. This is all me. This is all me. Now, all this stuff is fake. And that's what we're going to do today. I got ads on here, right? So these are the ones that are ads that they're like external ads, right? And then you have internal ads, which is like these banners and things like that. So excuse me. So yeah, and these are well, actually, honestly, it could be both, if I'm being honest. They mix and match. Excuse me. So let's get to the back. Let's get back to the back. Let's get back to black. I'm just joking. So that's what I want to show you is the emails. Okay, so we have all that integration now. So mastermind people. When I pitched a mastermind to you, I said that we're going to build all the templates you're going to need, all the emails you're going to need, all the websites and all that stuff. I said we're going to build all that stuff for you. And we started off with like go high level pages and building different things, and then in local market growth, we actually did some amazing stuff. We built these widgets. We built a website builder. So a lot of you guys are getting started. You can have a website through local market growth. This is what it looks like. You could customize this. You can have all types of stuff. You can sell your postcards through this too. By the way, all this stuff. And we got a chat bot and all that. And I was thinking like, man, this is actually really cool, but like, there's just so much technical stuff that you guys have to do. I'm just trying to take us down a story. Take us down a journey. So launch your empire. This was built to help the mastermind people kind of organize what they need and what they want. And the problem wasn't that this isn't a good idea. The problem is that the level of technicality that needed to be done for people of different ages and understanding of technology and automations and webhooks and all that stuff, it was too much, right? So this was like my attempt at allowing somebody in the mastermind to say, okay, what do you want to concentrate on? And then what it will do is just like after they answer all these questions, it would take them to a path, and it would be like, okay, here's everything you need to do. Here's the training. Here's your branding. Here's the training. And then here's a platform. You got to go set up Go High Level. You got to sign up and configure your Go High Level account. And then here's the training. And this video is like 2 hours. And then I just feel like a lot of the mastermind people kind of dropped off because it just got too confusing and it just was like too much. So what did I do? I said I can't let the mastermind people down, but I can't just build something just because we said we're gonna build it if it ain't gonna work. That's really where it comes down to. It's like just doing something just to do it because you said you're gonna do it. So this is why I've been fighting so hard. So all my mastermind people get this stuff for free. This is the point of this. So like the mastermind folks, you have free access to this. It does all the stuff that it's the website, it's your website. Okay. It does the onboarding for you. You don't got to collect artwork. Well, and here's the thing, you might have to reach out to people because we can't force these business owners to do what they're supposed to do, but you have something that's helping you. So let me show you that, okay? Well, let me just see if my AI knows about it. Can you explain the postcard onboarding system and email nudge system? So we're training the AI to like know everything about the software so that if you ever get lost or stuck, you could talk to it. And we're finding gaps, and we're basically, so I'm just testing in real life. I'm just testing, like, kid, does it know? Does it know? Okay, let's see what it did. So it says the postcard email systems. Postcard email system is a digital companion to your physical mailer. On the day your physical postcard hits the mailboxes, okay, that's something, but that's not what I'm talking about. So you can read more about it as your print postcard email. Okay, the nudge notification system. This is what I was talking about. Or notification system is how the platform moves activity from the dashboard into the real world inboxes. It operates across 3 channels: activity log, notification bell, and email nudge. So activity log is this up here, this activity log. And then if you go to the front end, there's a little bell icon that the businesses would see, or you would see, or a citizen would see. And then there's the email we send out. So it's a transactional email sent through your Go High Level interaction. So I just was testing this, and then it takes you to the articles. So let me show you that system. So we go to integrations, and you go to email delivery, which we have videos for. No one's watched them. So I make help. It's okay, because after this video, when I see what's happening is that I'm getting ready to open this up to the world, and I'm trying to get my mastermind people back in and give them a head start. I'm trying to give my public beta people in and give them a head start. And eventually he's going to have 500 watches. Okay. But I got 2 videos to show you how to set this stuff up. This is just how you set up one automation and Go High Level. So before, when I was on the mastermind, it was like all these different automations we had to create. We have one single automation that all it does is send emails out, and it's tied to our notification system and our own internal brain that knows when to message people at different times. So if I go down to send email, actually that's not where I want to go to. Email templates. Where am I trying to go? Review and test. Sorry. And we're going to make this better. This kind of layout is kind of weird to me. Right now, we have 37 different emails that go out, and 21 of those go to businesses. And we show you the reasons why. So this is authentication and welcome. So it's a welcome email that they get when a business signs up. This is what it looks like. It'll be your brand, your colors, because you can customize this. It knows who to send it to. It knows their, because they sign it. It just does it right. It just knows what to do. So that's that email. So you see how it's short and sweet. We have a business. We have a password reset, so they forget their password. When they claim their business, we've got your claim. We just let them know. Short email. We'll review it in 1 to 2 business days, right? When you approve their claim, I'm not going to go through all of them. When you approve their claim, and it uses your stuff. It says whatever the name of your thing is. It says whatever their business is. So these emails just go out. Then we have auto prospecting. This is the thing I was trying to tell you about. So business auto welcome. What does this one say? Yeah, this one talks about some of the things that you do. This one is re-engagement after 30 days. So if they haven't logged in for 30 days, we send them an email. Hey, it's been about a month since you stopped by Redlands Pop. Locals are still browsing. Make sure they see something fresh from, and then we use their business name to kind of bring them back. And then it says post a deal. Business postcard campaign available. So get into mailboxes on June 12th. And then it just basically says, we have a new postcard campaign coming, June neighborhood drop. And then it talks about some of the numbers and stuff like that. And this, so all you do is when you sync your postcard to this and you have a new one, it automatically email businesses for you. You don't even have to send out an email. Social media spotlight. So when we publish a business on social media, the day after our system confirms that the post was successful, it says, heads up, Sam, we posted about Bean & Co. coffee on our Instagram feed yesterday. If you want to amplify a post, share it from your own page. The more local engagement, the more often you'll cycle back into our rotation. So this is incentivizing them to promote your content, that you promoted their content, but it automatically happens. And I'll explain to you what I mean by social media. Business newsletter featured. So when we featured them in a business newsletter, same situation. Okay. We're letting them know. I'm not going to go through all of these. And then we have postcard stuff. So postcard slot intake requests. Your slot is reserved, Sam. You've been locked in your spot on May 14th. Drops May 14th. Next step. Tell us about what do you want your ad slot? And then they click this. It takes them back to that section I showed you where they can go through the steps. So we have all the onboarding emails that automatically go out, and then they even nudge them, okay? So it's like they'll go out again after a certain amount of time. What does this connect to? Well, if I go to this and I go to the campaign, this is why this is all about setting up everything right. And I go to this campaign, you'll notice we have these dates. You control these dates. So that system is locked to these dates, and it sends out emails prior to these dates to make sure that you can hit that date of when you're supposed to drop this postcard. So it's helping you. It's an employee. Okay. So, and you can always edit these dates. And you can always edit these dates and then resync. It is through the phase timeline, and these are the dates of the different phases. Okay. So we're trying to make it where it's easier to sell your postcard slots. You're working a different system. Okay. You're working the directory system now, and the directory is making it more efficient. It's like Elon Musk buying Twitter. You think that's helping him or hurting him? Helping or hurting his other businesses, right? Jeff Bezos was Amazon. This is your Amazon. This is your Twitter. This is your empire. Okay. that you can run everything through here. So let's get into the other pieces. So if I go back over here, excuse me, we talked about the directory, postcard, we talked about social media, email newsletter. So let's talk about those. Before we do that, let me actually circle back to auto prospecting. So this is the auto prospecting center. There's nothing in here because I don't have it turned on. And but I have a sample for you to see. So basically, people sign up, the system, and we're going to add more emails that you'll be able to turn on and off. But there's more reasons and more things to email businesses. And we have this rule where we won't email a bit. It's 14 days. No matter what happens, we won't send out any auto prospecting emails if they got one within 14 days. So we don't spam them, right? But that doesn't mean notification emails. So any information that they need because they purchased an ad or they did this or they did that, those will go out because those are helpful. But auto prospecting is basically making sure that you're top of mind and making sure that you're bringing them back into the directory, reminding them about the directory. So there's going to be more emails that we're going to put into this. So the system is always thinking about, how can I email this business? How can I email this business? But wait, there's rules. We can't over email them. Okay, I'm going to email them this because they haven't been back for 30 days. Or you know what? The last deal that they had, the last deal was 3 months ago. I'm going to add another. They should add another deal. You know what? They had a job. Somebody, they posted a job on the job board. Let's check in. Let's have a 2-week check-in. Hey, how's the job search going, right? So we're finding reasons to email them to bring them back in, but we're also finding ways to monetize them and let them know what's going on. This is why we're letting them know when you posted them on social media. This is why we're letting them know that you posted them on email, but you didn't post them. Your employee did. So let's go there. So this is just showing you like, there's nothing in the queue on I don't think there's anything on the queue on any of these. So here's the email. Here's the emails that were sent. Here's the upcoming email. So this one's going to get an email, and it's just waiting probably for the 14 days. So this is just kind of like a little sample of what it's going to look like. So let's go back to the social media part. So these are the next things that are shipping this week. It's social media, email newsletter, and then postcard email. And those are going to move up here or in their own slot. So let's go to social media. This is my favorite. So this is literally, I have it turned off because it works, but I didn't configure it because I'm building and it works. So it's just like blasting my Instagram and Facebook with content. So the way it works is, let's go to preview. So the way it works is that, actually, I don't want to start there. Let's start from the beginning. So you got to connect this to your Go High Level, and we're utilizing the social media scheduler in Go High Level. We're just using Go High Level because it already has an amazing system for posting and scheduling posts. Our system is the brain. Okay? So what it does is you come up with your posting rules. Okay? So on Mondays, these were me testing, so I did like back to back so I can see if it was posting like every 15 minutes. Oh, dang. Mic check. Every 15 minutes I would see if it was posting. So, but you would have like your Monday rules and your Tuesday rules, and then you have your sponsored times, which is a separate time that is specific for businesses that purchase the ability to be posted on your social media feed. Okay. With obviously you have to approve those, but they can purchase those. So we have their own times. Okay. So we have our rules, and then we have kind of like our frequency. So we want more listings and more housing or more stories or more this, more that. And then this kind of tells us like if we don't have enough certain content. So this gives us the health of each of those categories, and so we can actually work our directory and make sure we're curating the right content and all that type of stuff. So this is just the basic setup for right now. And then what are we actually posting? So I'm going to show you, but let me go here. So we go to Open Social Media Studio. So this is like the beta. We have a new design coming. And then we have where you be able to choose designs. So for right now, it will take a directory listing, events, deals, jobs, real estate, for sale, stories, and news. It will take those pieces of content and turn them into this. So it's essentially turning your social media into a actual post, like it's the directory, and then it adds a caption. So the AI creates a caption and it automatically posts based off their content. And the AI doesn't really, it's not like a very creative AI. It's more of a rigid AI where it takes their certain fields from their directory listing and it takes those and puts those in a caption. So it puts the more information like their hours and what deals they're running and things like that. And so then you just create your template. So, do you want that logo, this version, this version, this version? You know what I'm saying? You could change all this different stuff, change the colors and all this different stuff. And then for your directory, this is what they all look like. Okay. So it takes these, it turns them into you could actually download this as a PNG, but it turns it into a PNG. So it turns it into a file that can be posted on social media. Okay. So what it's doing is literally turning your directory. It's turning this directory. It's turning Citrus Bistro, and I think I can go look at their posts from here. It's turning these posts into social media and posting automatically. So these businesses are like, man, just by being on their platform, my content, my listings are being pushed on their social media. Well, you're like, well, I want to charge for that. Why would I do that for free? Because if you don't do it for free, you won't have content. It's the cart before the horse. It's okay. Why would they pay to put content on your social media when you have no followers? So this is the way from day one to have an amazing content strategy. And what it does is it recycles stuff. So your goal is to get more and more and more on here. And then once you get to that number, it doesn't matter if Citrus Bistro gets posted every month. You have new people seeing that post. Guess what? Citrus Bistro is excited because we send them an email and let them know you posted about them. So now you're on the top of their mind all the time. So now they're like, well, I want to be promoted more. So they basically might pay for a sponsored listing now because this is random. So they can't predict that they're going to be posted. The system just kind of puts together a schedule, and that's what I was showing you. But before I do that, let me just show you something real quick. So let's go to edit. Let's go to review. So we tell people that down here, right here, this listing qualifies for Redlands Pop homepage feed. So because you have a business name, category selected, location, description, hours set, and an image. I forgot to add image. I need to add that, but that's a part of it. Because you have those things, right? Because this says cover image. So because you have that, you're eligible to show up on our homepage. You're eligible to be promoted through our social channels. You're eligible to be posted through our email digest. And you're eligible to be promoted as an ad on Redlands Pop. So they have to have this so that we could turn their content into a post, but we also post them in other places on our site. So this is an incentive to get really nice profiles built out from these businesses, because when they get to review, it's like this is a part of it. And they're like, oh, you know what? All I got to do is just add a description or upload an image. This is why when you add listings to your site, you don't finish them. Let those businesses finish them. Okay? So So yeah, so this is kind of the social media aspect of it. So I was gonna show you. We're not done with social media yet. Where is it? I always get lost. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Social media. So I showed you controls. Let me show you my post. So my post is where you add all your posts. So this can be images that you upload. I think we're going to add video soon. Your caption, all the stuff, the starting and stopping, and it's just going to keep posting. It's gonna add this content into the system. Okay? So the whole point of it is for you not to be overthinking. The point of it isn't for you to be like, okay, I'm gonna post my stuff on Tuesdays. No, just throw it in the pot and let the brain do it. And it'll add it and it'll add it throughout. So now you're talking about your postcards and you're talking about all the different things that you want to promote is to your posts. So you just put them in here and they'll just go. And then your library is basically just all of the posts that are actually eligible to be posted. So we're working on more help articles with this stuff. We're working on a lot of different things with this to make this easier to understand. This is like a big push for us because this one, with the postcards being on here and the email newsletter that I'm going to share with you is what's going to allow you to run the Tycoon strategy and run all four of these ad assets at the same time. And this is what's going to make you unstoppable in your empire you're building. Okay. So, and then there's one more preview schedule. This just shows you like what's it's looking like. So I think Monday was the day that I tested last week. So like I have all these posts going out on Monday Monday. But this is paused. So I don't even, this is system's paused. But my whole point is that, this just shows you what it's gonna look like, right? Like what your posts are gonna be coming up for the week if you want to look. But just let it do its thing. This is an employee. Stay out of their way. Just let them post, right? So that's that. So in the same vein, right, we have something called email newsletter, and it's essentially an email digest that's generated automatically. Now, we don't have as much controls as we do with social media, so we're adding those now. But it's the same thing. It just grabs stuff from your email, from your directory, same kind of rules, and you could choose, is it weekly? Is it twice a month? Is it once a month? And it'll just automatically generate some stuff and send this out to anybody who's subscribed and brings them back. And it runs on autopilot. So you pick your day that you want it to go out, and it just does that every week. And because it's a predictable system and your social media is a predictable system, this is the part that we're probably going to promote. So this campaigns thing is probably going to be like advertise, and it's going to be like up here for the businesses. And this is where we're adding we're going to change this whole thing to be more of a selling tool for marketing with you. And then the campaign management is just going to be another tab, so where they can see their new, like their campaigns that they're already running. Because I'm a tycoon, I can see everyone's ads. So boosted listing, display ads, how much they paid, all their stuff. And then so when we go to create an ad, we have postcards, but guess what? Email newsletters going up here. Social features going up here. And then our giveaway system where people can pay to do giveaways through your site, which is a little tricky. So that's why that one is the last one, because we have to make that foolproof, because giveaways, we just put it like this. We've done research on all 50 states have different rules, but you can do giveaways. And based off the state you're in, all that stuff's going to be baked in. All of the disclaimers and all that will have to be signed and everything like that. And then you have to approve it. And if you don't want giveaways, you just turn that off and there's no giveaways. But giveaways do work. It's a great way to incentivize people to partake in a launch of a business, or a business wants to get new customers. So they giving away like some like a free dinner for a family, and you have all these people. And the key is that you're always, everyone wins. So everyone gets 15% off, but one or two or three people get a free dinner. But it provides a lot of reasons to market, right? It's a way for you to partner with a business and say, we're going to push this on our social media, we're going to push this on our emails, and it's going to be all over our directory. And then people come to the site to look at the giveaways, and they start to get trained like, hey, what giveaways do you guys have? Well, we don't have any right now, but what giveaways do you guys have? And they are participating. Well, guess what? We're trying to bring the citizens to this, right? So giveaways is also something that they can kind of like, it's under campaigns because it is marketing. And we probably will charge. I mean, we probably will give you the option to charge for a giveaway. So that's kind of what that is. So, and then the postcard email is the one that's coming this week, but this is kind of just a basic idea of, this is going to go out to your newsletter people every time you drop a postcard, but it's going to look more, it's going to have the ads in there and stuff like that. This is just like a visual representation of it. And that's just automatic. So once you switch that to drop postcard in local listing central, once you go over here and you click, and it'll be a delay, because somebody might click this on accident, but it'll say dropped. Well, let me just do every step. Bam, bam. Let's get this out the way. Once I hit this dropped, bam, drop that postcard. Let me undrop it. That will trigger, and it'll probably be like either a 24-hour or 48-hour delay. That will trigger this to go out to everyone who's in your system. So imagine having 5,000 people on your email newsletter, and you can say to a business, not only am I going to put you in 5,000 homes, I'm going to send this. This is also going to go out to 5,000 people through our email at the same time. And we're going to post, it's all going to go out through our social media. Right? And everyone who's on our postcard has an ad, a premium ad on our directory. You're just going to sell more postcards, and then you're going to go into more cities, and you're doing like 3 postcards at one time. Okay? So all I'm saying is that this is the way. No one can't tell me that this is not the way. It's local market growth, which is free, and then local listing central, which is not free, but it is in public beta, so it's cheaper than it's going to be. The only reason I'm not saying the price is because I want this video to last a little bit. So, not because I just don't want people to get distracted. If you really want to know how much it costs, I always tell people to sign up for local market growth. Or if you go to locallistingcentral.com, wherever we are right now is what you'll see when you go. Okay. But you can see it's June 30th. We're ending public beta June 30th. So we're going to go up in 47 days. We're going up. The price is basically doubling because we would have worked out all the kinks, and you guys would have helped us find all the stuff, and everything would be working and amazing. And because of that, we're going to lock you in at that cheaper price. Everyone who comes after is going to have to pay the full price. And it makes sense, right? Because people believed in us early, signed up, helped us find bugs, gave us ideas, helped us improve this system. Okay. So I think that is kind of it for let me just go look at these support thing real quick and see, what do? We stripped the Stripe Connect. So you could add your Stripe, free business. Oh, I want to show you this. It's actually kind of cool. We upgraded the ad network, so we made the smarter rotation, better targeting. Yup. internal CRM. Oh yeah, we added a CRM. Oh, we got something called Tycoon Island. So this is one of those things where it's like, um, when you sign up for this, you can you could do territory locking. So you lock a city, no one else could be in your city. Okay, and as you expand, it costs money to lock other cities. Okay, it's not expensive, but there's a cost to it because it's a we've turned the United States into a actual inventory system, so there has to be a cost, right? We're building a market. Well, we have over 32,000 plus cities, towns, CDPs, and unincorporated communities. But America's so unique. There's people actually were trying to get areas that were not really cities on the map. So we create this thing when you sign up, you actually have to be locked into a city in order to like kind of proceed. So we create this thing for places where it doesn't have your city. You say, I don't see my city. And it puts you on something called Tycoon Island. And then you can request a city. And it's on onboarding. You could do it in here. And then what happens is we actually go through and manually create that in the system and then lock you to it so that no one can have that area and then any other areas, cities around it that we might have missed. So it's just hard. It's just impossible for us to get everything. So this is something that we didn't know we needed until people are like, they don't have a city. Oh yeah, this is for all the people that's already signed up. So don't worry about this, but 5,000 free AI credits to the people that signed up because, what we're trying to help people understand is that this AI can do a couple of things. It understands all the help articles. So what we're doing is we're doing our best to just make sure that we're just creating like really good help articles. And like our help articles basically train the AI, but it's also for you too. Okay. But the benefit is the AI can like look at multiple health articles and put them together and then help you. Rather you read in 3 or 4 help articles, you might get lost and say, hey, I'm stuck here. Well, talk to the AI because we're training it. But the AI also could do a lot of stuff like let me just drop this in there. I dropped the image in there. Describe this image. And I'm gonna show you this type of stuff that we're allowing you to do. This is why credits are important. We can't make it free because AI can get expensive. But you do get credits with every month. You get credits with your plan. But we just gave people a bunch. So it's reading the image, and then it basically just tells me, it says what it is. So think about this. You could take a screenshot of a website. You could take, let's actually do that. Okay. So let's go to get a new chat. I'm actually going to go to, I always go to them because they're my favorite coffee shop in Redlands. Fireproof Coffee. Okay. Here's Fireproof. So I'm gonna go to Yelp. Actually, let me go to Google My Business, the infamous Google My Business. It's over here. Why does it look so weird? Like their Google My Business looks weird. Here, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just do this. It looks like they have an Instagram and a TikTok. All right, where is it? Hurry up. Look at this. I can't type. Look at this image, and I want to add this business. Can't spell. To my directory. So these are the things that we're trying to test to make sure it can do these type of things, right? So it's reading the image, it's looking up categories. So it has tools, and it's preparing a new profile. So it's making a determination what it needs to do. So it can do multiple things at once. So it says I've prepared a draft for fireproof coffee. So there's the draft. Bam. Let's go ahead and hit create. Now what I've done is I've added them to the thing now. Just that quick. So now they're in my directory. Let's make sure I'm not lying. So let's put fireproof. Yeah. So they're in here. So it says profile created. I could click that. But I also could have asked for images, and this thing would have went and found some images for me, and add the image. But if I'm just kind of going quick and I just want to like come up with some stuff, like, so it's like, well, actually, let me not do that. So I'm just basically showing you, like, we're trying to make it where this thing does stuff for you. It's not just, it educates you. It's your partner. It's your partner in crime. Except we're not doing crime. Let's go to prospecting, and then I'm gonna do something in a second. So this is like the prospecting stuff where, like, here's all like my prospecting. The AI actually understands this stuff too. So let's look at this. I'd like to dig deeper on the H and R gardening. You know what we're gonna add? We're gonna add voice transcription. Gardening prospect. Okay, let's see what it says. Let's see if it understands the context of what I'm trying to do. We're adding voice dictation, because I suck at typing. I pretty much talk. So I think it's looking for this. We'll see if it finds it. So it understands what's in here too, right? It understands what's in my prospecting world. Oh, quick note why this thing is trying to figure it out. We are launching a Chrome extension. Ignore this. It works. You see it. I actually have it up here. It's called it's local listing prospector, but this is going to allow you to scrape when you go to different sites. So you can go to Instagram accounts and scrape. You can go to Facebook and scrape. You can go to Yelp and scrape. All that stuff. So I took a screenshot, but you could just go and just scrape. It'll scrape it. It'll bring it to this prospecting section, and then you can process your stuff from here, or you can use AI to help you prospect. Okay, so it found it. I said, "Would you like me to do next? Run a deeper enrichment." Run deeper enrichment. Yes. So what it's going to do now is it's going to try to go find some information. Now this is in Space of San Bernardino, and it serves Redlands. So there's actually a category for that, where it's like, what's their service area? So technically they are eligible to be on my directory based off my rules because they service Redlands. And that's kind of like how you do so you see what it just did? It went and grabbed an image and it found a phone number, and now it's like it turned green for me because it found information. And it just says I found, it's just telling me what it found for them. So I'm going to go ahead and add them, and now they're in my directory. Okay? So we can also run, let's look for pet stuff. Let's say grooming. Specific business name. Let's just say find businesses. So it's going to just go try to find some pet grooming businesses for us in Redlands. And so there's a ton of ways that you can get businesses into your directory without like filling out all the things. That would take forever. So we found all these businesses in Redlands. It's not confirmed, so we don't know what this one is. None of these are confirmed. Well, this one is. This one's confirmed. This one, I found everything, but this is Petco. Do I want Petco? They're a chain, right? Can I do business with a chain? I don't know. Here's Redlands. Redlands. I could do some more search. So this whole prospecting system with the AI is something that we're working with. Let's just see what else what else AI could do. I actually forgot all the things we gave it that it can do. Can you check Citrus Bistro? I don't know if it could do this. If it can't, I want to make it. I want to teach it to do this. That's not how you spell Citrus Bistro, but Citrus Bistro. I need to change their hours. I don't think you could do this yet. We'll see. Let's get some of this kombucha. Okay. So it probably already found. I just was sitting here chilling. Okay. Yep. Their current hours are listed. Tell me what the new hours should be, and I'll create an update card. Let's see if we can do that. They are closed on Sunday. Now, you could go change it probably quicker, but I think that this is one of those systems where I think we're going to basically create a system where you can kind of put things off. You can have multiple conversations at once. And I know that sounds crazy to think about, but that's how I use Claude and stuff. I go to this, I tell it to do some stuff. I go to this, tell it to do some stuff. And our AI is cheap. We're really for the amount of work that so it's trying to do something, but it didn't fully understand. It just didn't do it. So I got to fix that. But this is one of those things where we can make it easier for you to really, really, really fill up the directory and it not be overwhelming. Even if you have to kind of manually do stuff. And what I mean by that is I can go to let's go to events in Redlands. I'm just showing you guys some things that I'm thinking about. Events. Oh my gosh. Events in Redlands. CA. All right. So we got Eventbrite, City of Redlands community calendar. Okay. So let's look at this. All right. So I'm going to show you something we would do with this. Are you guys ready? So this is a community calendar page. This community calendar. We have something coming soon, probably next week. It's called AI Workers. Scheduled AI agents that find info and opportunities for you. So you would create an AI worker and you would name it like Redlands Events. And you would point it to this page. So you would say, I want you to scrape this page every 3 days, every day. It's going to use credits, so it's up to you. And it's going to go, and it's going to go to this page, and it's going to see if there's anything new. And it's going to go to this and say Spanish Community Emergency, and it's going to see this, and it's going to click on it, and it's going to scrape. It's going to grab the image. It's going to grab all the data. And it's going to basically put it in. It's going to put it in like a place basically. And then what you would do is you would come to the AI and you would say, "Hey, all those events. I want to get those published." So it'll say, "Oh, we found 7 new events." So then you would work with the AI because you have to have some conversation in order to get it to structure it. It's not going to automatically just know that this is an event. You might be scraping all types of stuff, right? So it doesn't know what to do with it, but it's going to get into everything for you. And you say, hey, go to my events thing. And you might have 3 workers that go to 3 different places and get events and puts it in your event folder. So you have like this raw data. That's what we call it. It's raw data. So it's like text, it's like images, it's like links, right? It has all that data that was on that page. And you basically tell the AI, this is for our event section. Well, because the AI knows what the events information needs to be, right? It knows in the system, it's called schema. It knows that an event needs a title, it needs a date, it needs an image, it needs a location, and it knows what information it needs. It's going to go to that raw data. And because that raw data is basically has the title, has the dates, has the link to tickets, the price, the description, it's going to take it and be like, oh, I know exactly where to put everything. And then even you can say, okay, change it up a little bit. It'll change it up a little bit. And when I mean change it up, I mean like reword stuff. So it's like your own. And now you just posted 7 events on your directory for the next 2 weeks or whatever. You did it in like 5 minutes. So you can do that by the AI workers. You could do that with this Chrome extension that will go in any Chromium browser. So not just Chrome, but any browser built on Chromium will have like specs for that, and you'll be able to download it. I mean, you could download it now. It just is not. It's not piped up properly. Like you guys are early, so we are doing things to make it where you literally just you're like you have eyes on your city. You have little spies. You have little informants that know everything that's going on. I would even be scraping other blogs. Like I think I showed you guys this Redlands CA blogs about Redlands. I'm scraping you. You know, I'm scraping, and you got any new because it's news. And I would even link to them. I would even have them as a directory listing on my site. I'm not competing with anybody. I'm the front door to the city. I'm the front door. I'm the front page, okay, of Redlands. So I want everyone on here, but you can link back to them. So you can say, oh, this story was on so-and-so's blog, and then have it on yours and link back to them. People come to your blog because you have everything. So that's kind of something that I would do. But what I wanted to do is I actually got sidetracked. Let's go back to Redlands CA events, because I was going to see something really quick. So let's go to, so look, they're in the top. They're in the top. They're in the top. I can't have that. Can't have that. All right, let's go. I just want to see something. So we're gonna go here. Let's make sure. Let's get a new chat. Let's get a new chat. Oh my gosh. Let me get the data first. Let's get the data. So we're going to go ahead and drop this over here. I'm just testing capabilities of what we built because I can't remember if we did certain things. So actually, let me just drag this over here into this other. Oh, this website. This website is blocking me. It's not a. Is this not an image? Listen, you can't stop me. I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. All right, I just want to see if we can do this. I gave you 2 images. One is the event details, and the second is the thumbnail. I don't know if we could add a thumbnail. Is the thumbnail I want to use. Because I'll watch this video. I mean, I'll take a transcript of this video and I'll ask it, like, what things did I say that I wanted to fix? Can you extract the details so we can create an event and use the thumbnail. That's not how you spell thumbnail. For the event. See, AI knows how to spell better than me, so that's why I don't mind. So as long, I think it's not going to work, but I think once we fix it, as long as you're just clear about what you want to do, like um, the whole like trying to make AI do too much work is stupid because it knows too much. So like it doesn't know what direction to go sometimes because it's just so many directions to go. So you got to focus it. But I extracted the details, image provided. So it says, what would you like to do next? And that's the thing. We got to make it smarter so it knows. But we did make it where it asks questions. So I'm just going to say, create this event and add the thumbnail to it. Again, it might not know. Okay, so put all the information in there. Let's see what it says. I've created the event. Da, 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 da. You can review. So I'm gonna create an event. I'm gonna just see does it not if it can't add a thumbnail. Okay, so got a 404, and then I close out of the whole thing. All right, let's go back. Let's go back. That's not it. That's not it. Okay, so let's see if that event got created. Yep, because it has no image. Okay, so it did create the event, which is good. If I give you an image, can you add it to a event for me? So there's secret documents that we created that you guys can't see where we tell the AI what it can and can't do. And sometimes it can do stuff, it just doesn't know it can. And that's why I'm saying I think it can do this, it just doesn't know it. And even though it's saying yes, if you upload or paste an image here, I can use it to create a new event draft. See, it doesn't understand what I'm saying. It's okay because I'm going to go back and reference this and I'm going to give it to itself so we can teach it that what it's saying is stupid. This thing is only going to get smarter and smarter. Okay, so it's only going to get smarter and smarter, and then eventually it'll be proactive and it'll do scans of your directory and it will suggest things for you. And then some of that can be done programmatically. So we don't need AI for everything. Sometimes it could just be done just based off logic and things like that, which is how the email newsletter system works, how the social media system works, how the auto prospecting works. AI has nothing to do with it. It's just complex algorithms. Not complex. I mean, I couldn't do it. I had to use AI to come up with the whole algorithm. But once you lock that in, it's just really smart. So not everything's AI, but the reason I like AI because AI feels it's like a human touch. Excuse me. Hope you guys didn't hear that burp that came up from like the pits of hell. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up soon. The first thing I need to do is I need to delete everything out of here, and it's kind of scary to me because as I've been building this over the past like 4 months, like these, I've been seeing Citrus Bistro. Citrus Bistro does not exist. So I'm going to try to delete all of these. It's not going to let me delete anything that was claimed like this way because you're going to delete a business that somebody claimed. We can't let you do that to yourself on accident. So I'm going to delete these 19 businesses. This is kind of scary. Okay, let's see what else. These are all claimed. I think I have to delete those one by one. Getting the rest. Okay, so all of these have been claimed. So I want to see if I could actually delete a business that's claimed. Because I think we just made it, you just can't bulk do it. Yeah. So I'll go through that and do all those after. But I'm basically like, so if I go to my directory, it looks bare. Oh, well, there's actually more stuff because I have all this stuff. So it didn't look as bare as I thought. So let's go like just basically just, let's run through. Because the next video is I'm going to build out real stuff. No more events. All my events are gone. My events and markets are gone. Deals. The deals are gone because the businesses are gone. And then the job, yep, those are gone because the jobs are gone. Now there's like 100 and something housing. 123. Okay. For sale. Oh, bulk delete failed. Could not find. Okay. Found an error. Found an error. Okay, cool. We'll fix that. That'll be shipped out next. Stories. Okay. Markets. Those are gone because they're experiences. Okay. There's actually some experiences I can't wait to add. Oh yeah, this is claimed. Wait, what's this? Claimed Redlands Coffee Roaster. It's a test though. I approve their claim. Okay, so there should be nothing in these. I'm gonna delete all my campaigns, which I can't. Which makes sense. These are running campaigns. Like I shouldn't be able to delete these. uh, those are the rules we built in. Let's see what else. Uh, so I'm pretty much going to start from scratch because now all my visitors are going to disappear. I'm slate lion, by the way. And I think I'm getting rid of animals, and it's just going to be just people. You guys tell me what you think. I it just randomly generates and gives people a name, but it's a real person. So like I'm Slate Lion. I know I'm Slate Lion because it tells me, and as people visit, it's funny because like people are visiting my thing because these are people that are probably watching my YouTube channel and they're going to watch my thing, and it's like tracking where people are. So yeah, these are but anyway, my point is that this is all the activity I've done, and I'm by far have the most activity because I'm building this. So it's like it tracks everything, every place I've gone, and all these things are not going to work anymore because this one will because it's my listing that I didn't even finish myself. So I gotta just basically wipe everything from scratch so I have clean stuff. So my site analytics and all of that, I gotta wipe all this. Oh, I gotta wipe all of my test QR codes and these these demo things. So this way, on the next video, I'm actually gonna start to like put stuff together, and I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna see. I made $5, which I actually should have made more money because of that those new. I purchased those ads, so I definitely need to like fix that. And it's just because it's in the database. This just doesn't know just to look at that yet. So this will be all the revenue that I'm making from my whole business. So that's why I want to run everything through here. I want to run my postcards through here, all of my marketing through here, and so I can see my revenue. But yeah, all of these things, my smart links need to go, and I think that's it. And then I'm just gonna start from scratch And then as I start adding listings and adding events and adding things, what's going to happen is I'm going to find more bugs, and I'm going to find improvements, and I'm going to find things that slow us down. I'm going to try to speed us up. I'm going to come up with new ideas to build up some of these features. So like the whole prospecting section probably is going to change to like a prospecting page where you go to that page and it's all prospecting. You're in a prospecting world. Right now, this is just like, this started off with like a couple of these. Now it's just getting crazy, and it's just like, this is like not a really good way to manage this. So I've already got ideas for that, but I'm hoping that you guys can see that this is something that can really, really help you kind of get in and not have to work a ton of hours. And what I mean by that is some of you guys are using this as a side hustle. So that means you have a main hustle. But the problem is that this takes main hustle time to really work. Okay? And you can't have two main hustles. You'll die. You'll be overworked, overwhelmed. Okay? I think of shout out to Heather. She's in a mastermind. She has said in one of our masterminds that she just is working all the time. She's making money, but she's working all the time. Some of us want to get to the making money part, and I get that. But now let's make it where we can work hard and efficient, still put in hours, but we have something to help us, something to visualize, something that when you're asleep and you forgot to send out that email to get that artwork, the system did it for you. And all of a sudden you come in here, you see, oh, so-and-so uploaded their artwork. So that to me is kind of like what I'm trying to build, and I'm trying to build it for myself too. I'm doing the same thing you guys are doing. So like now, what are these? I wonder what that is. It's like stuff is still showing up. Downtown art plus coffee crawl, but it's not. It's not there. I think these are like these are like old code that I need to work on. Just listed. Yeah, so there's like property still. I'll purge all that. But yeah, so I'm starting blank just like you, and I'm excited. So that's the end of this video. My suggestion is down below will be more information on how to get to what and get to where and sign up and click and all that stuff. Stay tuned. Next time I do this, we're gonna build. I think we're gonna do is we're gonna come up with a strategy for like what do I want on here, and I'm gonna start to add those. I'm gonna try to go as quick as possible to add and see how long it takes to get like a number of listings on here. And I think that part of me is like, I can't help it. I know myself. I want the listings to have the least bare minimum. So all of my listings are going to need images, right? They're going to need, enough information that makes my directory look good. And then I think I'm going to turn on the social media and let those businesses get tagged when I post about them. And I think that the social media is going to be turned on, but I'm not going to turn on the email yet. And then I'm going to, at the same time I do that, I'm going to reach out to these businesses about claiming their listing. And I'm going to see how quick, how many businesses can I get to claim their listing every week, and how long it takes to, how am I reaching out to these businesses? I can tell you right now, it's probably going to be Instagram. So I guess I do got to I am turning on my social media. So I have to turn on my social media, and I have to have some things posted. So I'll have like a week of things being posted, and then I'll start reaching out. I'm going to start DMing businesses. And those are the businesses that I'm going to concentrate on, is the businesses that I can get to. So it's the businesses on Facebook and the businesses on Instagram. and I'm just gonna go through, come up with a template message, and I'm just gonna go ahead and like paste that template in and send it out with linking to their directory listing to claim, a little bit of my vision, and I'm gonna do it for my Redlands pop pages. I think that's gonna be my strategy, and we'll see how it works. All right, until next time, peace.